When it comes to manifestation, a lot of people talk about the processes that you need to do. You have to write your goals every day, you have to do your affirmations, you have to do your vision board, you have to do this and that and all of that. Let me tell you something. All of this is extremely important and extremely crucial. But do you know what the most important aspect of manifestation is? Let me tell you what it is. The most important aspect of manifestation is surrendering. So, what is surrendering? Every time I talk to people about letting go and surrendering, the first thing that they ask me is, Gayathri, isn't surrendering actually giving up on your goals? Let me clarify that for you. Surrendering is not giving up on your goals. Letting go is not giving up on your goals. Surrendering is giving up your attachment to the outcome of the goal. Let me repeat that once again for you. Surrendering is letting go of the attachment to the outcome of the goal. So now first of all, let's understand why surrendering is important when it comes to the energy perspectives. And second of all, let's understand why we struggle to surrender in the first place and how we can start surrendering in the third place, right? First, importance of surrendering. Second one, why we are struggling to surrender. And third one, how do we start to surrender? So now let's understand. Let's say this is you and you want a specific goal. Okay, I'm going to mark the goal as a star. The minute you have a desire to have a goal, the first thing most people ask me is, am I even worthy of that goal? I want you to be very, very clear. The very fact that you have a goal or a desire in your life is simply because that goal wants to manifest through you in this world as badly as you want that goal to manifest in this life. I'm going to repeat that. The goal that you have, let's say this is the goal. Let's say you want to build a house, or you want to manifest $1 million, or you want to manifest a relationship, whatever that goal is. That goal, the energy of the goal, also wants to be manifested through you in this three-dimensional reality. And that's exactly why there is a desire that's been planted in your subconscious mind. Please remember, the desires that you have, the desires that I have and others have may not be the same. Why only specifically you have certain desires and specifically I have certain desires? Only because those desires want us as much as we want them. So here, the first point of, oh, I don't feel worthy is out of the way. So the very fact that you have a desire or a goal simply means you're already worthy of it. So now when I have a desire or a goal, right? When am I being desperate? Because opposite of surrendering is desperation. When am I being desperate or when am I obsessing? So the desperation and obsession comes only when you think and believe, right? Listen to me. Only when you think and believe that only when I have this goal in my life, I am going to feel a specific emotion, which is a happy emotion. Only when I have that particular relationship, I'm going to feel loved. Only when I have that specific amount of money in my life, I'm going to feel that sense of freedom, right? So what ends up happening, you put your entire sense of self-worth or entire sense of how you're going to feel on a specific goal. And anything that you feel has a lot of importance to you in your life, what happens? You're scared of losing it. You hold on to it so tightly. You're like, no, I don't want to leave this because this is a source of my happiness. It's not true, but that's what our ego makes us believe. So now you have told yourself, only when I have this goal, I'm going to feel excited and elated in my life, which means I'm going to be so desperate about that manifesting in my life and I'm going to be so obsessed about that manifesting in my life. Anytime you give something else on the outside more importance than the importance you give to yourself, repeating it, anytime you give something else on the outside more importance than the importance you give to yourself, the universe, I'm just going to put this as a universe, just for a pictorial representation, is looking at you and saying, okay, you don't feel worthy enough. Let me wait till you feel worthy and you're not obsessed about this goal. Then I will give it to you. Think about this. When a person in your life is so obsessed about you, so desperate to have you, they're always behind you saying, I want this, I want this, I want this. Don't you think that energy is so repulsive? The same repulsion happens even here. The reason why you're struggling to surrender is because you put your entire sense of happiness on that external goal. Not understanding that you don't need that goal to feel happy on the inside. The minute you feel happy on the inside, the goal will naturally manifest in your life. The opposite is true. It's not that I will see it. So it's not that I will believe it when I see it. It's the opposite. I will see it when I believe it. Why? The minute you have a desire, right? The minute you have a desire, in one of the future videos, I'll talk to you about the quantum manifestation. I'll talk to you about how there are billion possible realities of what your future holds and how you can pull your manifestations from that reality. So now the desperate energy is pushing this goal away, because the universe is saying, hey, the day you relax, the day you become like, I'm amazing just the way I am. With the goal, without the goal, I feel amazing. You'll be surprised to see how this goal naturally comes into your life. Now think about the scenario where in your life you were so obsessed about something and you really wanted something so badly and you tried so hard. It just did not happen. But the day you let go of that desperation and you start focusing on something else that was more important for you in your life, whatever you're desperate for started to follow you, right? That is the power of this. Now let's understand why people struggle to let go, right? Because the human ego, the soul, okay, we have a soul, we have the ego. Ego is not a bad thing, okay? Ego is necessary for us to survive in this world. The ego makes you believe that if you don't have control of the outcome or if you don't have control about the things, it gets scared. It's like, how can I not have control? How can I not have control? Think about this. 99% of the things around you are not in your control. They're literally not in your control. And the ego is manipulating you into believing only when I hold on to this so hardly and so strongly will I be able to manifest that into my life. It's not true. You know the reason why you feel so desperate and you feel so anxious in the process of manifestation? I'll give you a very interesting perspective to this. The reason why you're anxious, right? Any kind of anxiousness, negative feeling, where is it coming from? The anxiousness or the negative feeling that you feel is coming from your resistance to what is happening in your reality. Let's say this is you. This is a goal that you want to manifest. You will have to start walking from here to here. While you're starting to walk from here to here, you need to start becoming different versions of you. You need to start shedding the layers of ego that you've been carrying in order for you to become a vibrational match to your goal. So now what ends up happening? In the path, let's say there is a big difficulty that comes your way. What does the egoic mind say? Oh my God, this is so difficult. I wanted my goal. I am doing my affirmations properly. I'm doing my vision board properly. How did this come? I feel so anxious, Gayathri. I feel like everything is falling apart. Every time you find yourself being in a situation where everything is falling apart, tell yourself, things are falling apart so that I can build a very strong foundation this time. Because only when you hit the rock bottom will you be able to start building a strong foundation from there. So now this obstacle, which is making you feel anxious, obstacle is not making you feel anxious. Your reaction, the meaning that you attach to the obstacle is making you feel anxious. So you are resisting what the life is showing to you. Life is showing to you something, saying, hey, this is the situation that is presented to you. And you don't want that situation. You're saying, this is not what I want. Human beings feel extremely depressed and anxious because of the fear of getting what they don't want. Let me repeat it. Human beings feel depressed and anxious because of the fear of getting what they don't want. Think about this. Who are you or me to decide what is supposed to happen in the way to get to this point? What if this was the most pivotal situation in my life that I needed to go through so that I can become a best version of myself so that I can attract my goal immediately into my life? The minute you drop that resistance, when I say you drop that resistance, means you're not telling the universe, I want this, I don't want this, none of it. You're telling the universe, this is where I want to go. Show me the path. And whatever comes in the path, I'm willing to move through the path without any resistance. Resistance is your incapability to accept the now. What is happening in the now, your incapability to accept it. And now what ends up happening, let's say this is you, the universe is willing to give you so much abundance. So much abundance. But before it is giving you so much abundance, it is giving you a situation. And when you just flow through that situation, when you move through the situation, this abundance would naturally come into your life. But you know what you're doing? Just holding on to that and saying, no, I'm not going to move through the situation. This is a situation I never expected. It's so difficult for me to move through this. You're going to block your own abundance from coming into your life. But when you surrender to the divine and tell, I am an instrument in this beautiful world. Thank you for the experiences that you're giving me. No matter what the experience is, I'm willing to let the experience move through me rather than stopping or forcing the experience to leave me. Because every experience is designed in such a way that you can get to where you're destined to go. But most of us just don't understand that. Most of us are obsessed about the how am I going to get there? I'm here, my goal is here, how will I get there? And in order for you to start practicing surrendering, surrendering is detaching. See, why do you think you want to be somewhere else, not here? Meaning, in the now, when do you, okay, let me ask you a question. Every time you were hanging out with your friends or your family and you're having an absolutely amazing time, you're just like laughing and just enjoying being in that moment, or you're just painting and just being in that moment. Have you ever realized that you don't think about your goals? You don't think about what you want? Because the present moment is so enjoyable that you don't need another moment to obsess about, to fantasize about. The reason why you're so constantly obsessing about a futuristic moment rather than being in the present moment is simply because you're not happy in the now. The reason why you're not happy in the now is because you're resisting the now rather than flowing through the now. The minute you drop the resistance and the minute you drop the need to know why things are happening the way it is happening, and the minute you drop the need for the things to happen in your way, you'll be much more happier in the process. And when you're much more happier in the process, you become very, very stable. Your emotions are much more equanimous. You're very, very stable. And the minute you're very, very stable, what ends up happening? Whatever you wanted to manifest is drawn towards you. You're not chasing it, it's drawn towards you. And everybody who wants to learn about letting go on a much more deeper level, I highly recommend read this book called Letting Go by David R. Hawkins and listen to his lectures as much as possible. He's been a true game changer in my life. I love that guy. He's been a true game changer. He's such an evolved soul who's given such beautiful concepts that can transform your life altogether. So in the process of manifestation, please remember while you're doing all these practices, the most important practice is for you to surrender. It's for you to enjoy the process of getting there. It's for you to know that no matter what is happening in your external reality, everything is working out in your favor so that you can get what you asked for. And the minute you internalize it, there is a difference between intellectual understanding and experiential understanding. The minute you internalize this, you'll be surprised to see how everything that you wanted is naturally coming into your life. But that is not what is making you happy. You're happy with it or without it. We all want to go to that state, to just be happy with ourselves. And everything on the outside is an extra bonus for us to enjoy life and move through it. Right? So please make sure you start practicing this because it's so easy. I see a lot of videos about people talking about do this to manifest, do that to manifest. Sometimes I feel so bad for people who are watching that. It's coming from a space of compassion because I've also been fooled by such videos in the past, which makes you believe that, oh, this can happen, that can happen. It's all making you feel so obsessed with an outcome. Nothing on the outside ever has the ability to make you feel a specific way on the inside. It only reflects back to you what you're already feeling on the inside. Unless you feel calm, happy, and content on the inside with who you are, no matter the money that you make, no matter the relationships that you are in, no matter what you build for yourself, you're still going to feel that emptiness and vacuum on the inside. So the job is always to go within. The job is to always work on ourselves so that we become the best version of ourselves. And the minute you become the best version of yourself, you're naturally becoming a magnet to all these amazing things that you want to attract in your life. So make sure to practice this, follow this, and leave in the chat box, the comment box, or whatever that is there down. What was your biggest takeaway from this particular video? I would love to see them. Yes, and I'll see you in the next video.